Hello, my name is Anne. Welcome to my channel, In Search of Wonder. Today, I am trying to decide what book I'm in the mood for. If you haven't been around all month, I am doing Mood Read May in celebration of my birthday. I am reading what I want to, when I want to. The problem is, right this moment, I don't know what I want to read. I have 3 books that were on my pile of possibilities for May that I thought I might pull from, books that I have been wanting to read for a long time, just haven't gotten to yet. And I can't decide which of these I'm in the mood for. So I'm going to try a chapter of each of them and pick one. So I have, first of all, The Midnight Library by Haig, which I actually did read the very beginning of, maybe prologue or something, a month or 2 back. And it was very intriguing, but at the time I had other things going on and I didn't have the time to get into it. So I haven't gotten any further than that. And then I have Gilead by Marilynne Robinson, which I have never read, but I've heard many, many good things about and want to read. I want to read more than this by her, but I have this one, so I want to read this one. And then I've been wanting to read this ever since it came out, and I've heard so many people say good things about it. And that is Before the Coffee Gets Cold. And I just picked this up from the library today, so this will happen, hopefully, in the next week or 2. But will it happen now? That's what I need to decide. So I'm going to read a chapter from each of these books and decide which one I am going to read all the way through. I hope to eventually get to all 3 of these, but before I get started on the reading, I just want to apologize. I am out on my deck in the middle of the afternoon and the sun is high, and so the shadows are unavoidable and the glare, sorry about that. And also my neighbor over there hasn't mowed the lawn in like, I don't know, 2 weeks or something, but just when I came out here on the deck today, like, he decided it was a good time to do that. So, well, actually, I think he had just mowed his lawn, but now he's doing all of the stuff like the weed whacking and the blowing of the grass clippings. And anyway, yeah, 2 weeks, dude. Could have done it anytime these past 2 weeks. I sit out on my deck and all of a sudden, you gotta do it, apparently. I guess my timing is pretty bad, so there's that. Anyway, I am going to read these. I have with me the Orchard Plum Tea that I got at the Orchard House in Concord, Massachusetts, when I was there a few weeks back and a month or so ago. And I brewed it double strength, and then I put it in this cup with ice, a little tiny bit of sweetener, and filled the rest of the way with sparkling water. And it is so light and refreshing. Perfect for this very sunny, even rather hot day. So I'm going to sip my Orchard Plum iced tea and read a chapter of each of my books, and we'll see which one I like best. Change of venue, because my phone was like, it's too hot outside. I don't want to work in this heat. Such a baby. Anyways, I am inside now. And also, I need to take a break and get dinner started because I had to change plans for dinner. Unforeseen circumstances. Anyway, quick update on this one before I hit pause and go start dinner. Before the coffee gets cold. Actually, the first chapter was like a third of the whole book, so I didn't want to read all of that. But it has like these little pauses or like scene changes in the story indicated by a little coffee cup. Which you can see right there. So I read to the first one. Was not very far into the story at all. It barely told me anything. So I went to the second one, which is about 20 some pages into the story. So far, extremely interesting. I definitely want to find out what is going to happen with these characters. The whole concept, the time travel concept, is intriguing. Not only are you introduced to the two main characters in the story that I already knew about, like that you read about in the synopsis or whatever, but you are also introduced to other people who are in the cafe, like regulars who go to the cafe every day, and then the waitress who works in the cafe, and the owner of the cafe and his wife. And you've caught a glimpse already, 20 pages into the story, of little things going on in each of their lives or their personalities or whatever. It's very interesting. The narrative is coming across very simplistic, almost elementary. If you've read that, tell me if I'm just wrong about that, but that's what it's coming across like to me. And I'm wondering if that's because of translation, like things get lost in translation, and what comes across in one language comes across differently in a different language, because this is translation, right? This was not originally written in English, I don't think. But it's definitely very interesting, very intriguing, and I am curious to read more. But I'm going to try a chapter in a couple others first, the other two, and that before I decide fully which one I'm going to go with. Let me just go ahead, because I might go ahead and get started on this before I'm able to film again. But I'll do Gilead next, which is by Marilynne Robinson, and I honestly don't know much about it. And I think I didn't tell you, I'm really bad at this. Sorry, guys. I don't think I told you anything about this, but that's also because I don't really know much. I know it's about a cafe where you can travel in time before the coffee gets cold, hence the title. And I knew that there was a man and a woman involved and they travel through time. But other than that, I don't know anything about this. And again, I don't know much about this. And the back doesn't say much either. It says, Marilynne Robinson returns with a story about fathers and sons and the spiritual battles that still rage in America's heart. In the luminous and unforgettable voice of Congregationalist minister John Ames, Gilead reveals the human condition and manages to convey the miracle of existence itself. So that's all I know. We'll see. Okay, I'm striking out with the chapter thing, first of all. No chapters. Not that I can see. Weird. Anyway, there were some, like, breaks in the text. So I read until the break there at about page 15. Figured that was about equal the amount that I had read in the other book to give me a similar feel for it. So this is a letter that a dying father is writing to his 7-year-old son. And he, the father, is a preacher who comes from a long line of preachers. And so it's just his words that he wants his son to read when he's older. Just his thoughts on life and that sort of thing. So far, he has talked about a little bit about the boy himself and his own history briefly. And then he was telling a story about going with his father to visit his grandfather's grave. And it's very beautifully written. Kind of the opposite of like totally different types of prose going here. This is actual prose that's very, it's very beautiful, very well done, and very literary. Definitely super enjoyable, but a totally different kind of book, which I knew, but it's going to make it hard to decide. So, last one is The Midnight Library, which, like I said, I've already started, but I'm going to start again from the beginning and get a fresh take on it and see how I feel and which one I'm going to end up reading all the way through. Wow. So we go from a book with super long chapters that constitute a third of the book to a book with 0 chapters to a book with chapters that are the length of a page. I was so smart when I picked these 3 books to try a chapter video. Anyway, so this one, super short chapters, like I said, but each chapter really packs a punch and totally, once again, different writing style. This one again is more in a literary style, but differently from Gilead. Much more intense and dramatic and less reflective. Although I can tell that from where this is going, it's going to be reflecting on important issues of life, philosophical things. So I'm really not sure because these are 3 very, very different books, which I knew, again, I had an idea. Such a hard decision. I feel like I would love them all, but for different reasons. Like, this one seems a little quirky, the bit that I read, but short and an easy read. This one seems like a deep, heartfelt, introspective sort of thing. I've already read some things that I didn't have anything with me to mark it or annotate it. I feel like this is one that I would mark up quite a bit and find a lot of things in there that really resonate with me. So something to read and savor. And then this one feels like it could pack a punch, is going to prompt a lot of thinking, and is one that I have to sift through because I feel like I have to sift through to sort through how I feel about different things that are happening. Also, there has been some language in this one already, and I'm not sure how much of it. And I don't like reading books that are just a lot of language in them. I think that I am most curious about what is going to happen in this one. I think I am most invested in the character in this one, which again, like I said, I'm really bad at this. I didn't even tell you anything about it, which also I don't know much about it. I'll read part of the blurb on the jacket cover. Between life and death, there is a library. I haven't gotten to that part yet. Up until now, Nora Seed's life has been full of misery and regret. She feels she has let everyone down, including herself. That's where I'm at right now. But things are about to change. When she finds herself in the Midnight Library, she has a chance to make things right. So, I think I'm going to go with this because I'm most invested in the character. And also, this might sound funny, but I feel like this one may actually end up being a DNF, depending on how things go. And so I feel like that would knock it out and then narrow down my choice. Is that like a cheating or something? Is that kind of weird? I don't know. But I think I'm going to keep going this one and see how far I want to go with it and where it takes me. And I guess that you will find out in my weekly reading wrap up on Sunday what happens. Does she read it all or not? Stay tuned. Bye.